fix that. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Shit. I'm doubled up. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, 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 yo. I want to try to split these onto two screens. I want to try to split these onto two screens. I want to try to split these onto two screens. I want to try to split these onto two screens. All right. All right. All right. I should have did all of this already. Let's get the chat up. I should have did all of this already. Let's get the chat up. I should have did all of this already. Let's get the chat up. I should have did all of this already. Let's get the chat up. I should have did all of this already. Let's get the chat up. If you in here, say what's up. I'm just getting everything situated. I kind of just jumped right into this. I'm just getting everything situated. I kind of just jumped right into this. I'm just getting everything situated. I kind of just jumped right into this. I'm just getting everything situated. I kind of just jumped right into this. All right. I think we're pretty much good. I kind of just jumped right into this.
This is why I stopped shopping on Amazon, and you should too. Don't spend another dime on Amazon.
Back to another witness here, Stephen Lasco, who was at the Trump.
Yo, we're just gonna give it a few, and then we're gonna jump into this live. Yeah, I had to get on this. I had to get on it, man. Like this is crazy. This is wild. This is wild. What's going on right now? I didn't even get to get anything situated. I didn't even get to get anything situated right now. I'm just like, oh, nizzle. So now I'm trying to do this on the fly. Now I got to do all of this on the fly. I'm kind of pissed. I'm not going to hold you. Nobody expected somebody to try to smoke Trump today. It's crazy. That is wild. If you're in here, drop a thumbs up. Make sure you can hear me. Let me know if the audio's too low. Where we at? Public. No restrictions. Tags. I'm sorry. I'm like literally just running through like all of my settings right now, trying to get everything situated. Chocolate Peach, how's it going? How you doing? You know, today we're just gonna I don't know. I don't even know what to say in this situation. Like I don't know what I could possibly say that'll like not have the FBI like at my door. So I'm trying to be somewhat politically correct for this live cuz I don't want to end up in a situation I don't need to be in. So for that, so obviously you already know what we're here for. We're just gonna jump into it, and from there, we'll figure the rest out. Yo, hints of shrimp. What's up? This is crazy. This is outlandish. I'm not gonna hold you. This is like as much as I talk about Trump, as much shit as I talk, I definitely didn't expect. Something like this to happen. I'm really eager to kind of see what the actual like, the shooter, what the shooter situation is, cause I'm not gonna hold you, man. I'm not gonna hold you. Ever since Cat Williams sat on Shannon Sharp's couch, we ain't got a break yet. We ain't got 1 second to sit down yet. Cat Williams sat down, and we ain't got a break yet. We've been working overtime for the last 7 months. It's been on head top. So at this point, we might as well just get ready to finish up by Christmas. Like by Christmas, we might as well just be ready to see Santa Claus for real. Like all the black families who got the black Santa Claus in your house, you might be disappointed this Christmas. I'm gonna keep it all the way 1,000 with y'all, cause it is wicked 2024. Like, you know what? It's so crazy. They might actually drop one of them dangs. Russia might actually drop one of them dangs this year. I ain't leaving nothing up to chance no more. They just try to smoke a presidential candidate, and I don't care that the presidential candidate is Trump. Santa's real. He's an alien, and he's pissed. Nah, he probably is. Santa's got like, Jesus Christ, man. How's everybody doing? Like, this is. Whew. I cannot believe this. Like, I'm genuinely like at a loss for words. Trump is about to come out at his next little event. He's definitely coming out in a bulletproof vest like 50 Cent. I promise you. He's coming out like 50 Cent. I promise. But let's get into this video. This is I'm confused.
Trump rally. Stephen, if you can hear me, I understand you were only about 100 feet away from the former president. Describe what you saw and what you heard.
About 100 feet away from him, could see his face.
Techno Sage. Exactly. The craziest thing is I initially heard that the person shot the teleprompter and the shards from the teleprompter hit him in the ear. And I was like, even if that's the case, Trump's definitely gonna say he got shot. Like, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's a menace. He's definitely gonna come out and be like, yeah, they shot me, bro. They just shot me. So now we're kind of at a point where it's like, it's over, honestly. It's over. Like, if Biden don't step down, it's over. Like, I'm not really like, I'm a Democratic voter. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a Biden supporter. He's just the only guy there. You get what I'm saying? Like, I argue this with Trump supporters all the time, because once you say you don't like Trump, you're obviously a liberal fucking on a Democratic plantation. Nah, oh my God. Chocolate Peach, 100%. Like, this isn't even like, oh, someone was shooting at the Trump rally. This is like, no, someone tried to smoke boy, and we're just supposed to sit here and be like, yeah, this is normal. This isn't normal. This isn't a normal thing for us to have to like deal with as people. Like honestly, like real shit, just bring Obama back and like give him another 4 and like well, let's sort this out. Like let's sort like cancel this next election. Throw Obama back in there. Let's sort this thing out a little bit. And then we'll come back in another 4 and we'll talk about it. Cause this is ridiculous. Like, I can't even be mad at the Trump supporters right now who are like, oh, it's over for Biden. Cause to be honest with you, what you want me to say? You tried to assassinate that guy. Like, listen, man, that's definitely gonna give him a bump in the polls, man. Now Biden gotta die. Like, Biden gotta go lay down, pass out for 6 months, be technically declared dead, and come back to life. Like, he needs, like, a comeback. He needs to come back. Like, that's the only way he's gonna even get a little bump in the polls, because it's not looking good for him. And you just try to smoke them. Like, I'm surprised the Trump supporters ain't, like, in the streets right now. I'm gonna keep it 100 with him. I'd give him the thumbs up. Like, I feel you. They try to smoke your guy. You got to ride for your man. You got to slide for Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, man, I'm interested in what I'm really interested in. All jokes aside, we shouldn't be trying to assassinate political opponents, good or bad, whether we like them or not. At the end of the day, it's like, that's still a presidential candidate. You gotta let it go the way it goes. I'm eager to see how Fox News and Newsmax kind of covers the shooter, because we don't know who the shooter is. So God forbid he got any color to him, it's over. God, if he has any color, any melanin in his body, they might throw us in concentration camps, bro. You try to smoke Trump, nah. All the blacks gotta go sit and all the blacks got to go sit in isolation for the next 40 days. They're going to throw us all in seg for 40 days if a black dude tried to shoot Trump.
He was right there talking, having a good time. And, you heard 1 shot, 2 shot.
Henna Shrimp said the conspiracy scene saying it's China. Negative, they got the shooter. It was an Italian. I ain't even gonna... You know what? It's like... Hinta Shrimp, I definitely was like, this feels foreign. But I also was like, maybe Biden took the immunity shit to heart. Maybe Biden took the immunity thing to heart and was like, bet, you can order SEAL Team 6 to pop political rivals. Let's see. You get what I'm saying? Maybe Biden was like, let's try that out. Techno said negative, the shooter, he was Italian. You know what's crazy is I don't even want to put this on white people neither. I don't even want to throw that on white people neither. Because it's like usually, I'll be like, yo, look at that's y'all. That's y'all doing it. I don't even want, because it's like, it's one of those things that's so unhinged to me that I'm like, listen, bro, like, I don't care what color you are, trying to assassinate a president is crazy. It's just a wild thing to do. Like, so black, white, blue, green, Asian, Hispanic, white, it doesn't matter. Like, listen, bro, it's wild. I promise you, Trump's about to come out in a bulletproof vest with Chef G on the side. Chef G is gonna rap a song while Trump walks out as his next speech. Chocolate Peach said it wasn't one of us. It would never be one of us. Like, yo, black people be unhinged, but like white people's unhinged is totally different. Like, I think it's because black people really feel like, for the most part, like, we'll never get away with nothing like that. So the attempt is usually never even tried. So it's like, I think white people really be like, yo, we could try this shit. We could try it. We can get away with it. Like, January 6th is a prime example of me going, yo, only white people would be even crazy enough to try that. You get what I'm saying? Like, black people ain't try. Black people are like, all right, listen. Best we could do is knock out one of these cops and maybe we'll get away with it. White people are like, nah, we could take the White House and I want to sit in the president's office today. And they just get up and go do it. They just get up and go, you know what? We're going to go take the White House today. And like, some of us might die, but fuck it, dude. Like, fuck it, man. Some of us die. So what? An Italian trying to smoke Trump is amazing, bro. It could have been China, though. It could. You know why? You know why not, though? Because Trump is so unhinged as a politician that, like, Killer Mike had said something recently that was like really interesting, even though I didn't necessarily agree with the ideology, but he was like he would vote for Trump because Trump's the only guy he feels like he can negotiate with. Like Biden is so much entrenched in political and being a politician that like everything they have set is set in stone, and Trump's the guy you can go to and really have a conversation with and manipulate or bribe into really doing some real shit. And you see that in some of the policies that he's moving or moved when he was president, that if black people get enough money, we get enough money and be like, yo, Trump, we're gonna put 100 million in your little pack over here, but we need to fix X, Y, and Z. I think Trump would do it because he don't care about the politics. He also is one of the people who strike me as he doesn't even know the ramifications of the things he does. He just does them because it sounds good at the moment. That's why I think Trump and Kanye West have the same brain, because they really just hear something and it sounds good for the moment and they just go with it until somebody's like, hey, Kanye, that's kind of wrong. And then Kanye be like, oh shit, my fault. Yeah, I heard one person was killed, one person was injured. I don't think it's staged though. I don't think it's staged. You know what? If it's staged by the government, then it could be staged, but I don't think it's staged. It's such a random occurrence, like, and who would have staged it? Would the Biden administration have staged it, or would Trump have staged it? Trump can't stage something like that while outside of the office. I don't think he can do that. I don't think. I think it needs governmental infrastructure in order to stage something like that on Trump's behalf. Also, he got shot in the air. That's really close to his brain. Like I don't know if you know the human anatomy, but your ears are really close to your head, and I don't think anyone's willing to take the chance on hoping their shooter's so good that he could just get a graze off from 90 meters. You hear what I'm saying? Like, so I wouldn't say it's staged. I think this is a real attempt on his life, and I think that's crazy. I think as much shit as we talk on his channel, I think that's crazy, and I think we should take it serious. I'm also like hypocritical and lie all of the time. So what I'm also gonna say is like, next time don't miss your shots, bro, because you died for nothing. Like, it wasn't worth it. I promise you, it wasn't worth it. Like, and if you're gonna do it right. That's it. Like, don't waste our time. Don't get us souped up. Don't get us excited. I'm sorry, that's fucked up. That's so fucked up to say. Let's watch this video. And I don't want to stick on Trump for the whole live. Trump has the most to gain. Techno, like, I get that, but it's also like, that's crazy. Bro, that's crazy. Yeah, but that's crazy. I get what you guys are saying, but that's such a wild concept to think of. Like, almost shoot me. Like, imagine sitting in Trump Tower, like, playing in this situation off and being like, yeah, bro, I feel you. Like, so you said, like, you hit from a mile away, right? I bet. Graze me, though. Just graze me. Who has the most to gain if he didn't miss? It wouldn't be Biden. Yeah, I don't feel like in any way, shape, or form it would have been a good idea for Biden to do this, though. That's the thing. Like, because even like me as a Democratic supporter, like, I'm gonna vote Democrat based off my ideology and what I think is best for my people. It's not about Biden, where on the Trump end, like, they worship Trump to an extent that almost seems unreal. Like, in any way, shape, or form, like, we can look at all of the court cases and say, no, that's just like the system working. The Trump supporters is going to say that's Biden using the system against Trump. This is a clear, it does not matter. The person who shot at Trump today could have a MAGA hat on and a Trump shirt. The Trump supporters do not care. This came directly from Biden. This came from Biden. It does not matter what, he could have wrote a manifesto. He could have been like, yo, Trump, I'm a Trump supporter, always been a Trump supporter, but we got to do this. It doesn't matter. The Trump supporters are saying this is Biden. It does not matter what the situation is. Apology. Politics is WWE. This isn't WWE though. You ain't never been watching a episode of WWE and somebody actually die. You get what I'm saying? Like, not saying Trump died, but like, this is as close as it's gonna come. Techno Sage, I completely get what you're saying, but the problem is it does not matter. Whoever, like, let's say hypothetically, bow, shot hit, boom, Trump went down on some like JFK type shit, right? Whoever they put, like, at that point, Don Jr. could have been president. Like, if, let's say, boom, they hit. Trump's down. He's asleep. Don Jr. goes, I'ma run in my dad's place. He's getting every single vote. He's not only getting every single MAGA vote, he might get every single Republican vote. Like, the thing with Biden right now is it's already shaky. Even as a Democratic voter, I can clearly see after the debate that, like, bro, listen, you gotta, like, I don't even know who you would pass it up to, but, like, listen, bro, like, it's not looking good. Like, it's just not looking good. The optics ain't looking good. And for you to have called for the debate and go up there and look like that, which not even to say is like, it was horrible. And he was kind of saying some shit. It just wasn't good. Like, I don't think him trying to take Trump out in this fashion is like a good idea. Plus, we already know that the government has better ways to, like, make a nigga go to sleep forever. Grip, aim, squeeze. I'm not even talking to you right now because, like, that ain't even the type of name we need in this conversation right now, bro. To be fair, there's been like 10 wrestlers that died in the ring. I mean, to be fair, please don't get me wrong. It could be staged. I just feel like this is a tough thing to stage. This is crazy. This is insanity. As somebody who people think hate Trump, I don't hate him. I just don't think he should run for president. Like, go play the cut, go fly on an Epstein plane somewhere, go away. But, like, to do this it's like, this is crazy. This is just crazy. Like, we literally just made, like, I don't want to say we because we don't know for sure, but the Iranian president was just flying in a plane with all of his head people, and the plane, like, crashed, right? And, like, that's a really solid way to, like, assassinate a rival while making it, like, having some plausible deniability. You get what I'm saying? Like, so to do it like this feels like really, like, pressed for the Democratic Party if they was going to stage an assassination on a president. Like, this isn't the way you do it. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's just so many other ways that, like, you could kind of take your hands off. You get what I'm saying? Like, this just seems like no matter what, they're going to blame it on Biden, and that's going to be bad for Biden. So if the Democrats stage this, they're dumber than I thought. Scarecrow, I do not know what you mean, so you're going to have to elaborate. Scarecrow said the positive of this whole situation is that it's probably a drastic misstep. And I don't know what you mean by that. The Show Enough Zone said the Democratic Party would have a lot to gain. I don't think so. I just don't. I don't see how they could. I genuinely don't. I don't see how they could have anything to gain from this. Like, it just looks bad. And at best, it's like, nah, they couldn't have did it. At worst, it's like they definitely did it. You get what I'm saying? And it's funny because I was already saying, like, last week when the Supreme Court passed that new presidential immunity thing, I'm like, all right, Biden, now go do your thing. And this happens, and it's like, oh shit, nah, like, don't do it like that though.
It sounded like, bang, nothing crazy. And then you heard maybe 3 or 4 more. And that's when everyone got quiet, started panicking. Trump dropped right to the floor. I guess Secret Service jumped on top of him and shielded him. But, as soon as everyone in the crowd figured out what was going on, we all ducked, and my buddies just jumped on top of me, piled on top of me. And we had no idea what was going on. You're in total shock. You're shook. And
I wanna see the video where where you hear the shots. Oh, Academics is live.
Wix. gives you the power.
I want to hear the clip. Because this is wild. This is wild. I already know Trump's about to come out and just like.
We now have a doctor who was on the scene and treating people, Dr. Jim Sweetland. Dr. Sweetland, what did you see?
And excuse me for saying it.
See right there where he grabs his ear? I'm kind of like, he got hit by a bullet.
Coming there.
That's so crazy.
So it really was a bullet wound, an entry wound. Looking at him, I did not examine him beyond performing CPR. I did not see an exit wound.
Did you, doctor, have any visibility into others in the area who might have had injuries? And could you tell from the distance you were at what the former president was injured by? We can see in images that there was blood, but we don't know if, for example, he had a close call, if this was shrapnel, if this was glass, or do you have any way of knowing?
I have no way of knowing the injuries to the president. I was focused entirely on that poor individual that was shot. And I once you're in that mode, you really don't pay attention to the surroundings.
Yeah, nah, they try to smoke, boy. Who else would be a stronger Republican candidate if not Trump? I don't think they would need one in this case. I don't think they would need a stronger candidate. They wouldn't. I think that MAGA / Republican Party would just rally behind whoever they put in front of them at that point. So I don't necessarily think they need a strong competitor, because they would just get behind him. They would just get behind him. Need a strong competitor. And that's kind of my thing, where I'm like, it's interesting. Like, all of this is interesting. All of this is interesting. Like, Reddit's probably like going crazy. I just genuinely believe that they would rally behind anyone they put in front of them in the case that Trump loses his life and is unalived. Like, they could throw literally Nikki Haley up there and she'll get the vote, just to kind of stick it to Biden. They would rally behind anyone. It's not a popularity contest. If it was a popularity contest, Biden he wouldn't get any votes. It is to some extent. Like, I do believe both sides believe there's some political gain in there. I just think for very drastic and different reasons, people vote the way they vote. You get what I'm saying? Like, but it's not a popularity contest, because if we just argue the sake of Biden not being popular and Trump equally being not popular, like, neither one of these are very popular presidents. Like, besides all of the media fanfare and all of that, like, neither one of them are popular. Like, not compared to the JFKs or the Obamas. Like, they're not really that popular. So it's literally like the Trump supporters, the MAGA supporters feel like they got that guy, and then the Democrats are like, this is who we got. Like, and I think most traditional Republicans don't care for Trump or care for his policy, because he's not a traditional Republican. He's not a Republican for the most part. He's kind of just winging it. Yeah, when he put his fist up, I was like, yeah, nah, you gotta give it to him. Like, I don't care for the dude, but like, getting shot and being like, hold up, it's like, yo, that's kind of hard. Like, that's kind of hard. Like, I still wouldn't vote for him, but it's like, damn. It depends. Like, anything for clicks, it depends. So, like, if I was to tell you why I'm voting Democratic, it's because I tend to vote within my interest. And my interest, for the most part, is like the sustainability of, like, first off, just people. Like, so when you look at Republican policy, it tends to lean more on a capitalistic like base, and Democratic policy tends to be, I don't want to say more socialist, but it's socialist in nature. So it's more about how do we help people. Now, in some cases they overdo it, and then systems get like used and abused. But like when I think about situations of my own life, and I think about how many times I had to bump my head to figure it out, it's always about like who is trying to help people, because people matter to me, and that's why I keep saying I always vote in my interest. People matter to me. So when Trump gets on stage and says something as like it's the immigrants taking black jobs, to me it's a slap in the face. I've lived in community with Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Mexicans, El Salvadorians, Spanish people my entire life. I've never not got a job and was like, it's the Spanish kid that did it. You get what I'm saying? Things like that. And it's very similar to the way that Fox News and Fox News in particular talked about black people when Obama was running for president. Like, they're using the same talking points. Like, in this case, it's immigration. In the Obama case, it was gun violence and really focusing in on black neighborhoods as if white people don't shoot white people, but it's always black on black crime. But white people equally shoot white people as much as black people shoot black people, because you tend to just kill where you live. Most people don't go drive 2 towns over to go murder people, and when they do, they're usually not black people. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, I try to vote in my interest. Opportunity zones helped a lot for my small business. And it's not like, so this is my thing with black Trump supporters. The problem isn't necessarily that some of the policy didn't help. It's that when you look into Project 2025, and you look at just the way he speaks about black people, he hasn't spoke to black people yet. I say this all the time. It's like, if Trump gets on stage with a direct plan speaking directly to black people about black things that will help the black community, I'll support him. He hasn't got on stage and said anything policy-wise to black people yet. He gets on stage and tell you that immigrants is taking your black jobs. I don't know what Trump thinks a black job is. He gets on stage and tells you that black people like him because he's a felon and black people should automatically understand criminality, as if the majority of black people are felons. Like, it's just all of the things that he says when talking to black people that have nothing to do with policy. And that's the problem. I don't like, once again, I vote in my interest. If he gets up on stage and starts talking to black people about opportunity zones, he hasn't said that once to black people in his whole candidacy, this whole run. He hasn't talked to black people at all about any policy. And at least when we talk about policy, it's important to have a platform. So even on thinking they both failed, I think two things can be true. I think so I'm gonna respond to all of these. Show Enough says I think they both failed. So to some extent, yes. I think the Democratic Party is gradually becoming more understanding into black culture when you start to see the rise of the AOCs and the Jasmine Crockett's and I'm forgetting homeboy's name. Minority Speaker. I'm forgetting his name, but another black dude. Like, when you start to incorporate the people into the politics, that's when you start to see the change. So even outside of at the presidential level, you're not seeing that from the Republican side. You're not seeing the introduction of black faces necessarily into the Republican side. And when you do, you get the Jeffries, yeah. And when you do, it's a Tim Scott. It's I think his name's Byron Donalds. He's another one. Like, and when you hear them talk, they just talk to black people like Candace Owens talks to black people. You get what I'm saying? Like, so I think the problem is the Republicans have a bad way with talking to black people, even when using black people. Because Byron Donalds is a person who goes on there and talks about Democratic policies and the handouts and all of that. But when he was like 19, he got caught with some weed. And because of those Democratic socialist type policies, he got a chance to get his little charge expunged. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, that policy, that Democratic policy that you now hate, also helped you get to where you are. So I think the problem is people wanting to play party lines. I can look and say maybe some of Trump's policies did help black people. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they did. I could also say I don't think he's the best thing for black people currently. I can say everything that I've watched Biden do from here on up has, to me, been useful, if not only for black people, but it's been useful for the country. I don't think Trump gets us out of the inflation and all of that as smoothly, even though we have a lot of fucking inflation, as smoothly as possible. And I don't want to have an argument about inflation because, like, it's just a lot, and it's not just the president's making gas prices, but I just don't think he's a good, like, I don't think he's a good president. That's it. It's just that simple. And I think when he talks to black people, he never talks to black people about anything black people care about. Anything for clicks, I genuinely feel like you're just anti-government, and that's cool. I can't say one, I can't, it's a clear distinction in both parties. I'm not going to argue which one is like, which one is which. You can clearly just see in policy which one is trying to obviously feed gigantic, ginormous, multi-trillion-dollar businesses and which one isn't. Like, it's I don't really know what to say to you. Like, it never will. He feels he knows is in our best interest without ever engaging with the actual community. Well, I wholeheartedly don't believe either one of them engage in black community. I think it's tough. I think it's tough. I think both of these people aren't necessarily in touch with community as a whole. I do think that Biden's advisors may be more in touch, just based off, like, just simple shit, based off where you see them, like, almost, like, place ads in general, like, just in general, but mostly about how they talk about the black community. And I think with Trump is talking about the black community from his personal perspective. And his personal perspective is skewed and biased because he has been rich his entire life. And, like, people will say Trump is racist, and it's like, I want to say he's a flat out racist. I don't think he hates black people. I think he's always been rich. And he just looks at things from a rich white man's perspective, and those people tend to be out of touch. That's why Mark Zuckerberg doesn't talk much. That's why Jeff Bezos doesn't talk much, because they're gonna offend somebody, because you're just so out of the loop of normal day-to-day life that it's just hard to get the masses to back you. So there's that. I think with Trump, it's just more about, like, he'll do anything for the people who like him. And what I mean by that is, like, so if his base starts to say it's this, he'll go and try to do something about it. Like, perfect example is, like, abortion rights. Like, he was all for women having their rights initially, until his base started to say, nah, we're against that. Then he fought to get that overturned. And then when it got overturned and realized the majority of the people didn't like it, he's like, leave it up to the states. Like, now I want to wash my hands with it. I want to run from it. And he's, like, hypocritical like that. Like, a lot of his shit is, like, bullshit. Who the hell is Beautiful Smiles? Keep it coming, cousin. Maybe that's actually one of my cousins. You know what? Most of what you were saying, I genuinely believe. Like, I don't, like, you know what it is like, if I sat here and was like, if I sat here and was just like, nah, none of this shit's real, I'll drive myself crazy. If I was just like, none of this is real. Like, and to some extent, it doesn't feel real most of the time. Like it doesn't. None of the, like, trying to, like, a president almost being assassinated in my generation is crazy. It's crazy. Like reading that in the history books is like, this is wild. But, like, for it to happen in our lifetime is like, oh shit, this is, like, not real. I do believe Democrats and Republicans are just all parts of the same coin. Like, wholeheartedly. Like, genuinely. Like, I don't believe that, like, one is definitely different as far as how they present, but I think it's tough. I think all of this is complicated. Like when you start to get into like some of my like poli-sci major, where like you start to understand how economics work, and you start to understand how global and political like economics work, why America backs Israel even though Israel's not respecting anything America's saying. Like all of these things, it's like it's just so convoluted that the only way I could really even put it into like any type of like gist is like America spent its entire existence going to other places and ruining them for their benefit, and then in that never took the time to stabilize their own very radical government. And like we're just watching it like become like, I don't even want to say more radicalized, like we're just watching it live now everything is taped, so we're like seeing everything in the moment. Like nothing can be spun anymore. Like even though CNN and Fox News and MSNBC and Newsmax are going to try to spin it, it's hard. I seen this with my eyes. You get what I'm saying? So it's like all of this is like, it could be a show, but I don't want to think it is, because I still want to be able to go outside and believe in something and believe that like I still live in a country that's like, not Russia. So that's kind of like my thing. So you guys are to some extent right, but it's like, if this is the game that is being played, if this is all a game that's being played, I'm fine with just being an NPC in it, honestly. Like, like, because it's just too much. It's too much. Like, this is too much. No one's honest. Anything for clicks? Nah. Let me... Oh, I do know what that is. I do know what that is. Yeah, man, I think all of this is like... It's that the game is esoteric. Hint of shrimp. I mean, yeah. You know what it is? It's like I'm 30. When I was 25, I was super, super, super political. Like, not like I'm gonna go stand outside of a college and protest political, but just like really political. And I had all of the want in the world to change it, and it took me a really long time, like, to like really structure that into something meaningful. So like, I just don't have the energy to try to figure it out anymore. I just don't have the energy to like. It's just like at this point. Had to hop on real quick. Hop on the real YouTube. You too smart to act like an NPC, bro. Yeah, man. It's what I mean by NPC is like, I just don't like. I feel like what I do with you guys, like when we get on the chats and we shoot the shit and we make videos and all of that, I feel like that's my portion of like activism. You get what I'm saying? Like, until it's time to get up and go protect grandma's house from white racists or the government or whatever, or walk your little sister or little brother to school because they got to be safe in the neighborhoods. I've never felt like my specific part in this whole revolution was necessarily to be a commentator. I've always seen myself as a protector. So it's just like, until we get to the point where protection is necessary, real protection is necessary, I just don't want to play the game of the what ifs. Like, I'm not here to wonder if Trump might be a racist, if Biden might be a racist, if the guy down the street is a racist, if my next door neighbor's a racist. When they show me who they are, we'll meet them where they're at. And that's kind of just where I stand. Like, in the reality of it, I'm not going to stress myself out with the what ifs. When it becomes, I become. You get what I'm saying? So, like, for me, getting on here with you guys and shooting the shit and chopping it up and making videos and reading comments and going back and forth with Drake stands and act stands and all of this, it's fun. even this live. This is fun. Chopping it up politically with you guys is fun. Until, until Chocolate Peach says, hey, they're in my neighborhood right now marching and we need help. And then there are no more lies for me. We gonna go get active in the streets, man. Like, cause a lot of this shit is just, it's BS to me. Dude on the roof thought he was a martyr. He didn't think he was a protector. He wasn't protecting nobody. Dude on the roof was a maniac. And I would never advocate for that type of lunacy at all. Like, I'm not for it. I don't care how much I dislike Trump. I'm just not for it. Like, I'm not for it. That doesn't help whatever issue he was fighting. I promise you, because he's dead. So, you get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of this stuff that we talk about is like, this is like bullshit. Like, this is bullshit. Like, trying to kill a president is crazy. Like, genuinely, like, it's just crazy. It's just not, it doesn't feel real. Hint of shrimp, it's all good, bro. Like, it's all good. I appreciate you being in a type of way, brother. We good. This is just like out of like my pay rate. This is just some real. People have been watching The Boys too much. You know what? This is definitely an episode of The Boys for real. This is definitely an episode of The Boys. Anything for clicks, yo. Anything for clicks. I feel like it was you, bro. I feel like it was you. Like, if that dude wasn't dead, I would have sworn it was anything for clicks. Cause I feel like you're like one bad quote away from sitting on a roof somewhere waiting for someone. It don't have to be a presidential candidate, but someone. Like, the garbage man forgets to bring your trash out, and you start sitting on your roof, and you start waiting. You get what I'm saying? Like, anything for clicks is a menace to society. Actually, we need to find out who this is, because I feel like he's just one bad day away from not shooting squirrels, like, and really going to real people. You're just pessimistic. I feel like you're a pessimist. Like, you feel like everything is bad all the time and then it'll never get better. And I used to be like that when I used to go run the streets. I used to go run the streets and gangbang like a gangster, cause I didn't think anything mattered anyway. And now I'm an adult and I'm better and I lived, and we got lucky. Do you think that the black community, I'm black and European? Damn, I can't even be seeing half of these. I don't think the black community needs a savior. What I think the biggest issue is the black community doesn't understand their power. Like, and it's not that black people don't understand it. They've allowed propaganda to tell them that their power isn't what it is. So when I watch black culture become the most popular culture around the world, like when I watch kids in Japan dress like ASAP Rocky or try to rap, and then you see it in like Russia and you see it all over the world, that is the power of black people. And I don't think it's like supposed to be like a superiority thing. I think as a people, the propaganda has always been that these people are less than. And every time the rest of the world looks at us, they're like, how is every time I see these motherfuckers, they just look like they're having the time of their lives. You get what I'm saying? While going through all of the adversity. And I think what happens is we get so caught up in like just really small differences amongst each other. Like, and I'm guilty of this myself. And I caught myself doing this the other day with one of my engineers. The Asians with the birds got me laughing. Yeah, like the Asian, yeah, it's just like I caught myself doing this like the other day. I'm like talking to one of my engineers who's like a black dude, and like really respectable dude, like up until like he's still respectable, but like I fuck with him. He's a good dude. We worked together for a long time. He's like, I'm a Trump supporter, and I like so we're going back and forth. And my biggest thing with like black Trump supporters is just tell me why. I'm not just gonna say you're wrong because I don't know everything Trump's done, and I don't know all of what people perceive as good, and I don't know all of what people perceive as bad. But just give me a reason why you want to vote for him. Convince me to feel the same way. And he kind of just did what everyone else does, where he's like, oh, people had more money. And I'm like, nah, but we kind of didn't. Like, I remember working throughout most of the pandemic and struggling my ass off because the job was cutting hours, blah, 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 all of this. Like, there wasn't more money and not being eligible for unemployment. Did my camera just shut off? And my camera just shut off? Yeah, a piece of shit. Hold up. Because they just tried to get rid of me. Wow, they tried to get rid of me. All right, let's see if it comes back up. They just try to get rid of your boy. Yeah, I think Trump and them just try to get rid of me. But like, so a lot of the shit that black community doesn't understand the game, hence we continue to lose. You think I'm just a negative person? I'm just not fooled. Yo, anything for clicks. You are a pessimist. And there's nothing wrong with that necessarily until you start talking to me about like being just like a negative person. The black community doesn't understand the game, hence we continue to lose. You think I'm a negative person? I'm just not fooled. Okay, cool. All right, cool. You're not a negative person. So give me what you think the reasoning or what would be helpful for the black community to understand in order to become a part of the game, in order to win or at least compete in the game. Back to my savior thing is like, I don't think black people need a savior. Black people need to understand that like, when you look at like, white people put their money where their mouth is, right? Like, so white people lead with money. And I don't even want to make it a race thing. So when I say white people, don't like look at it as like, it's about, oh my fucking God, this camera, yo. Can y'all hear me? As long as you can hear me, I'm going to keep going. And then I'll fix it. I got to put my fucking permanent battery in. All right, so if the camera shuts off, whatever, because now it's just overheating for some reason, for no reason, honestly. I think white people lead with money. So because of a capitalistic society and they tend to have the money, they lead with the money. Black people have to lead through action. So for us, we tend to be the mouthpiece for progress to some extent. Like the Black Lives Matter thing threw me off because when I seen like black people in France marching, it blew my mind because you as an American, you sit and you ponder this just kind of solely being an American problem. You forget there's black people across the world. I watch black people across the world march. And that just kind of opened my eyes to remembering that this is so much bigger than just the problem in America. This is culturally, this is like systemically throughout the world an issue. And like, because we push culture, he sound French. Because we tend to like use our to some extent our entire bodies and beings to push our narrative, because we lack maybe some of the financial resources that it takes in order to get these narratives pushed into the political sphere. We have to then use our actual bodies in order to be heard. And I think with that, it's just about black people understanding that where we are powerful at is in narrative. And we keep letting them take the narrative and spin it. So when we go out and do something like the Black Lives Matter thing, in history, you'll watch white people say, oh, that's where they burned the cities. And I'm like, bro, they ran into some targets and that was kind of like it. And if you ask me, I'm not gonna say that part on YouTube. That part might be too far. But the narrative gets switched. That's my point. The narrative gets switched, and then it always seems to demonize people, even though you're forgetting the underlying reason of why black people got up and acted and went out and protested in the way they did, because these things aren't like singular. You get what I'm saying? These things speak to an overall problem within the community. Damn, I can't even see what shit. Oh. Yeah, and there's also that. Like, there's a lot of things that I'm trying to like filter myself from saying like too much, because like some of my ideology might like lend on the extremist end. Like, so I'm trying to like limit myself from like not saying everything I want to say. My camera went out. So I'm trying to limit myself from not saying everything I want to say all at once. But in reality, it's like the Show Enough Zone said we let people speak for us. And yeah, to some extent we do. But I don't believe it's us. Like, it's like this. Perfect example. Show Enough. We're talking right now, right? And I'm talking my shit, and black people are understanding where I'm coming from. But the person who hears this is a much larger YouTube channel, and they want to go to their million subscribers. Hey, there's this random YouTuber who's like running his mouth about Trump and says somewhere in here that Trump should be unalived, right? Now that changes the narrative of the entire scope of what I said throughout this whole live. You get what I'm saying? I don't think it's about us letting people speak for us. I think it's just when people speak on behalf of us, they always go and change the narrative. And it's not necessarily always the same. It's not always the same people, but it tends to be, you know, bigger platforms, because we don't have any black media to rally behind. You get what I'm saying? Like, we don't have a lot of black media to rally behind. And that's really all we need, is like structure. But it's tough. Black people, they hate each other. Al Sharpton shouldn't be speaking. I don't even know why Al Sharpton be talking. I don't even... Oh, Joy Reid, definitely not. Like, this is the thing. Like, you know what I learned early in my musical career? Like, and this is like, just to like kind of go off topic, is like, my personality doesn't work in the music space. And as a prime example of this, I went to a writer's camp for... I think it was for Atlantic. I went to a writer's camp for Atlantic, right? And like, so like, I like to work by myself. So for me, it's like, I'll bring my laptop, I'll bring my mic, and I just kind of station wherever they station us, and I just go to work. Whatever beats they provide, if they have beats, if they don't, I go to work. And so like, there's these other two rappers, like writer rappers, right? And they're doing this whole the most gangster nigga in my city and blah blah blah. And like, I'm kind of like, I get annoyed by that. Like, cause it's like, not only is it like, who cares, but it's more like, bro, why is that something to be proud of? So I say something, and then like, one of the people was kind of like structuring the writing camp, kind of was just like, yo, everybody chill out, blah, blah, blah. And I'm kind of like, nah, like, I'm not gonna chill out. This shit is corny. Like, I'm just the person who says what they feel in the moment. And I remember talking to the dude after the camp, and he was like, nah, you're right. The problem is when you start talking to like execs the way you talk, you'll never get a chance. You will never, no one's ever going to give you a chance. And like, I'm just not a person who really likes to filter themselves. You know who I think is a great speaker for black people? I really like Roland Martin. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but I really like Roland Martin. I really like Jasmine Crockett. I like Jasmine Crockett because she's like very accomplished, but like still like, you don't think Roland Martin's, bro, you gotta I like Roland Martin. I don't know who Anything for Clicks is, so anything you say from here on out, I'm not giving you. Maybe. I mean, maybe. let's see. Maybe. I think I'm familiar with her, but I could not be. The reason why I like Roland Martin is because he reminds me of like old school black people. Like, and like you need those elders who's just like, who kind of he knows his shit, and that's important because he knows his shit, and he knows the history, and he knows the people, and he's been there, and that's why. You think so? Maybe. Anything for clicks. Once again, elaborate. Just elaborate on Roland Martin sells you out. And that's why I like him. He just gives, like, you need different generations of black leaders. I don't think it's just one person who's going to come save black people. I think it's a combination of black people from different, like, not even just political ideologies, but just different black ideologies, different black experiences, creating something together. Because what tends to happen is you get all of these different factions of black people who feel like they're going to do it their way and make it. And then you got these people over here who feel like they're going to do it their way and make it. And then you're just diluting it when you can all come together and try to find a common understanding under a sole ideology and still push your narrative separately and try different roads to get there. But it's just too many. It's too many. I'm going to do it first, or I got to be the one to do it. Like, so it's just like, I feel like a lot of this is like, it's tough, man. It's tough. And we're navigating. And in all of that, I want to say there has been too much black progression in just the last 10 years for me to sit here and act as if we're not doing anything. Like we're like, there's so much, like, black people are doing so much, like, and that's why I hate the narrative that I even hear other black people talk about when they're talking about, like, even like gun violence and shit like that. It's like, yo, listen, there's violence everywhere, and there are black people who get up every day and make it their mission to go out into the streets and talk to gang members and all of that, and like, it should not be forgotten. You get what I'm saying? Like, it should not be forgotten. Like, not gonna stop gun violence no time soon. It's a work in progress. It's all about, like, understanding. Like, for me, it's personally just about self-worth, and I know what it feels like to wake up and not have self-worth. That's when I thought I was a gangster. I still think I'm a stand-up guy now, but like, I used to wake up and not care. You get what I'm saying? Like, so like, anybody who runs around is like, oh, like, these kids, blah blah blah. It's like, yo, it takes a lot, bro. Like, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to find self-value, to find self-worth, to love yourself, to feel like you could be loved. Like, all of that shit's important. So like, when I go, like, even before I did this, I used to go out into the streets and talk to, I don't even want to say young niggas. I was 20. The niggas I was talking to was 18. But I used to go into the hoods, like, because I had a certain level of pull, and like, chop it up. Like, yo, listen, I can get this squash, blah blah blah, whatever I can do. Because you start to learn realistically that it's just about, like, what is black progression? The majority of black people are economically dead. Yo, anything for clicks? I'm about to just mute you, bro. Like, honestly, I just don't even like the way you talk. Honestly, like, I'm not even gonna sit here and try to be like politically correct with you. I don't like the way you talk, bro. I don't like your perception on how black people move. I don't like what you think about black people. I don't like the fact that you keep just saying things and not elaborating. You're just saying shit. Like, you're just saying shit, bro. Like, you're just one of them. You're one of them who talk and don't do nothing in real life. And that's how I feel. I feel like you're a pessimist, and you're probably not even black. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you was actually a black dude. And if you are a black dude and you don't like what I'm saying, then we can go live and we can chop it up. For real, for real. Like, you just said the majority of black people are economically dead. And that's just, even that isn't necessarily true. Even that isn't necessarily true. Like, even that isn't necessarily true. Like, even there's even progression in that. Like, I feel like you want there to be some, like, some jump that like just isn't realistic. It isn't realistic. If you go to the gym today and you can put up 225 and next week you can put up 228, that's progression, bro. You progress, bro. And I feel like you want it to be like you went to the gym this week and you put up 225 and then you go to the gym next week and you put up 305. If that's what you want, that's cool. I feel you. I would like that too, but I realistically don't believe that things happen like that. I feel like we can go live. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it here. I don't know how to add people, but we can figure it out. We can definitely set it up. We can definitely set it up. You can all of your points we can argue. I'm always down. And I don't want you I'm not even mad. I'm not going to mute you cuz I think it's important to have counter perspective. I just think your perspective is too aggressive against like what I'm like, not even necessarily what I'm saying, just it feels aggressive towards black people in general, and I'm wondering why, and I'm wondering like what avenues you took in your life in order to help the progression of black people. If you're just one of the guys who sit in the house all day and be like, nothing's gonna get better, it doesn't matter. You get what I'm saying? Because even if Biden came up today on stage and was like, hey, black people, I'm going to keep it all the way 1,000 with you. The government has no plans to help you in the near future. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to get up and still talk my shit. I'm going to get up and still go hard for black people. I'm going to get up and still, like, it doesn't matter. Because I think it takes, back to the question of how do we save black people? It's not being like anything for clicks. It's remembering that each individual one of us plays an individual part in the progression of a black person. So if you just take the time to make sure your little nephew's straight or your niece is straight or they have the proper structure, they understand ideology, that they're learning, you're keeping them on the right path, then you're moving towards black progression. If anything for clicks wants me to go out and figure out how to get every black person $1 billion, that's not what that's just not where I'm at right now. I would love to help black people as much as I can. It's all good. Like, I don't mind, bro. Like, I don't mind. Like, it is what it is. And I'm not going to mute you because that's not really the platform that I stand on. At any given time, anyone in this chat right now, anyone at this time, I want you to hold me accountable to this. Like, there's going to be some people, like, don't get me wrong, there's people in my comment section, like, that I just mute because they're just like too much. Like, they just be in there like talking crazy. But I'm not against counter perspective. I'm not against counter perspective at all. So I'm gonna leave you there. We're not gonna mute you. We're gonna let you talk your shit. I would ask you is just to elaborate more on some of the things you say. I have no problem with what you're saying. You just gotta elaborate more. And the chat's asking you the same thing. The chat's asking you to elaborate, and you're not. You're just saying things. And if you continue to say things, then we might have to just get you out of here, because that's not really what I'm going for here. Yeah, you guys want to see, actually, while we're here, you guys want to see like something I found in my filter folder the other day. Let me see. Let me go to the folder first. Like, I'm just like randomly like going through comments, because people always be like their comments are getting deleted, and I try not to delete comments. So I'm like going through the filter folder to make sure that like I'm accepting people's comments and shit. And there was this dude in here. Let's see what we got here. So I don't know, like most of you probably, I don't know if anybody like has YouTube channels, but like there's a folder called like held for review, and like there's this dude in here like going crazy, and like I didn't know this was happening. Like, so he's like really upset that I said black men should have self-control. And this is his response to like me saying black men should have self-control. And I just thought it was hilarious, because it's like, what's wrong with you? Why are you like this? Just brings arguments instead of saying, no, that's wrong. It just something. Nah, you're 100% right. He's just kind of like, I feel like he's trolling, but I want to give him the benefit of the doubt in hoping that he has a more meaningful conversation to have. Let me see something. Oh, yeah. So I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out why this is doing that. But yeah, so there's just. No, I don't even think he's a hater. I think he believes what he's saying, and I would just like for him to elaborate. I would just like for him to elaborate. That's all. Like I would like for him to just elaborate more on what he's trying to say versus what he's actually saying, because it's not really working for the majority of us, obviously. Anything else you guys want to chop it up about, except the fact that Biden tried to get rid of Trump today, which is like crazy. That's wild. Rid of Trump today, which is like crazy. That's wild. I got some like crabs upstairs. I'm trying to go beat down. I really just came out here to chop it up with you guys about this. I didn't really have anything planned. I was like literally on the road headed home from the gym, and like it's like, oh shit, they tried to kill Trump. That's crazy. I'm gonna go live. You know, people's with those type of sentiments is ignorant. Not Jeff. Like, this is the thing, right? I have a very extreme viewpoint of a lot of like when I like talk about the black community and black issues and how we handle it. And there's always like these people I talk about that I call casualties of war. And like there are people who are black people who you're going to have to like kind of just leave because they're not going to want to be a part of the actual movement. Like there's always going to be some black people who want to rattle the cage. God damn it. There's always going to be some black people who want to rattle the cage. They probably are short-sighted. Yo, it might have been Biden. Yo, Chocolate Peach, you have to understand, it could have been Biden, man, and we got to be okay with that. Like, if you want my real, like, let me get this camera back on. Y'all want my real take on if it was Biden? I'm gonna wait till my camera comes back on. Because I think y'all think, like, Ricky, I try to do some political stuff. It doesn't do well on the channel necessarily, just because based off what the majority of my content is, it doesn't always do well. I'd love to talk politics, like just to chop it up. But I don't think it's that we can't come together enough. I think it just it's going to take the right. It's about time, and everything's about time, and it's gonna take the right time and just the right person to really like. I think perfect example. Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef. Perfect example. I think people are misconstruing the fact that Kendrick talked to black people. That beef was majority of it was really just centered around blackness as essence. You get what I'm saying? Like, and that brought community of black people together. I seen it online. I seen it in the Shade Room comments. It wasn't necessarily, at some point it just stopped being about Drake. Drake just became the reason why it happened. But it started to spark real conversations about blackness and about black experiences, and like me having cousins who didn't grow up in the same like situation as me, and like me, like them coming by now that we're older and we chop it up, and I'll be like making neck bones, and they're like, yo, what the fuck are you eating? And I'm like, neck bones. And they're like, never had neck bones. And I'm like, that is crazy. Just like, no, like really having the experience of blackness. And like I feel like that whole thing like got convoluted because then it became about like Kendrick being a racist. But in my head it really was just about some people are black but don't live within black culture. And that is like the essence of what Kendrick was going for. Like, you're not like us. It's not to say you're not black. As long as it's in your DNA, you are black. But you do not in any way, shape, or form understand the black experience. And that's why I think Drake dropped the ball so hard. Because he really didn't know what Kendrick was talking about. Like, I genuinely don't believe Drake had a clue really what Kendrick was talking about. Like, he heard the words, but he didn't get the meaning of it. He didn't get it. So, and I knew that for a fact when he said you trying to rap, you rapping like you trying to free the slaves. I was like, oh shit, this nigga doesn't understand that, like, it's just a culture thing. Anything you want to get more on the deep end? Yeah, man. New blacks. There's something I've been seeing on the internet, which is like FBA, foundational black. I don't know what it is, but they've been talking about like FBA, and I don't know what that is. Yeah, Jeff, yeah. But it's like, it's just like foundational black Americans. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's new, right? Like, I feel like I've never heard that before until like the last 6 months. And I think, like, even to some extent, like, white kids that I grew up in the hood with, like, that, like, just understand black culture, like, don't assimilate, but like understand like blackness in its essence versus like just a black kid who didn't grow up in the hood and feeling like he's entitled to black culture by the color of his skin, and not knowing that you like Byron Donalds and Tim Scott, those are like prime examples of like me saying, oh, you just don't live within black culture. Like, you're black, but you don't live within black culture. And not to say there's anything wrong with that until you start trying to fucking talk to niggas like me, bro. And then it's like, fuck out of here, bro. Like, do that shit with them. Don't do it with me. Don't come over here talking to me all crazy, telling me what my experience is like, telling me who's better for my experience. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Why did Barack get a pass? Do y'all really want honesty from me, or use like, do I need to be politically correct all the time? But like, Barack Obama, like, he was black, dog. Like, what the fuck you want me to say? And even if he wasn't black, he was black enough. Like, to be real with you. And also, you can kind of see Barack fucking grew, like, he ran for senator in Chicago. Like, what are you talking about? Like, Barack's black, bro. Even Barack is the black you have to be in order to get that high. Like, when I was saying earlier, I was kind of beefing with the head of the writers camp. Niggas like me, I'll never get that high. Niggas like me will never get that high, bro. Like, you have to be able, like, you have to be able to speak white. Like, not even speak white. You have to be able to code switch effectively. And I'm really good at doing it. Like, my job currently is like, I'm trying not to, you know what, fuck it. I am mass seller for Oreo, right? So I just pretty much sit at home on my tablet and like create sales campaigns, like, and sell into stores. That's pretty much my entire job. Like, I sit on the tablet and I sell into stores, and I'm getting into cybersecurity. But like, I know how to talk to Caucasians. I know how to get into a room full of white people and articulate appropriately in order for them to feel comfortable, right? But I'm not willing to do the necessary code switching in my personal life that I think is necessary in order for Drake, in order for me to like get that high. That's just too much. Like, you get what I'm saying? And Barack was black. You can see it in the mannerism. You see it the way he just dapped up the USA team. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, he grew up around white people, but I'm sure for enough of his life, he was in community with black people. For a large majority of his Chicago run, he dealt in black communities. Drake grew up in Canada, was never around a lot of black people. Barack grew up around white people. Barack is nothing like Drake. Sorry, champ. I didn't say the dap made him black. I'm saying you could see in his dap that he didn't get that from no white man. That's what I'm saying. I didn't say that one action made Barack's blackness hit the fan. Nah, I'm saying you can see it in the way he speaks candidly versus when he speaks on camera or for a mic. You can see the way he speaks when he's speaking to other black people, that he was in community with black people. That's what I'm saying. Now, I'm not saying, do I think Barack's a hood nigga? Nah, bro. Like, I don't think Barack's a street nigga. No, I'm sorry. You get what I'm saying? But, like, I think he's black enough for me to consider him a black president. You get what I'm saying? Bro, we don't agree. We don't agree because you just choose to be against what I say. You get what I'm saying? That's why we don't agree. Like, I'm not here to disagree with you. I'm not here to say Barack Obama didn't say that. Like, that's the problem. You're just anti what I'm saying. I'm not anti what you're saying. If he said that, that's fine. Like, I don't know what are you even arguing? Yeah, I think he was black enough. Like, if anybody said, "Why'd you vote for Barack Obama?" I might have been 18 when I voted for Obama. I might have been 18 when I voted for Obama. He was black, dude. What are you talking about? Like, yeah, like, I wasn't politically sound as I am now to know about policy. I just know a black dude was up there, and that's what I felt like I needed at the time. I needed to see a black man run the greatest office in the world. And I also think, even if you're a black person and don't believe Barack Obama was good for black people, which I'm kind of one of those. I believe Barack Obama was a Republican by nature. Like, he a lot of his policy was Republican. Now that I look at it with having a more political sound mind, but I do think that the fact that black kids, for the next however long this republic exists, will go and look in the history books and see someone who looks like them, that's enough for me to feel like, whether or not he did it for me while in office, that's enough of a statement for me to feel like it's more important. It's like how Tupac said, "If I don't change the world, I hope that I inspire the person that does." That's kind of my sentiment with Obama. Bill Clinton. Damn. Bill Clinton. I don't remember Clinton. The last president I remember was Bush. It was Bush. Bush gave out some money too. But Bush gave out some money too. That was like when I really knew what presidents was. It was Bush, and then from there, Bill Clinton. We as black people should be voting based on which platform is first. We should. You know what the thing is? Like, that's why I say I vote in my interest. Like, and my interest may change as I grow as a man. It might change as I grow as a black man. It might change as the black experience changes. I just vote in the interest. And most of my interests still currently align with black people. And that's why we have these conversations. Yo, anything for clicks. Stop fucking talking to me, bro. Like, just stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. I promise we'll set up a live tomorrow. Stop talking to me. We as black people should stop voting based off which platform is first. Yes, he did. But they keep us separated. Make false problems. That's 100% true. Like, I think as a community, we don't hold politicians accountable enough. 100%. I just think it's mostly because, like, fuck, I'm trying to say this without, like, going too, like, off the handles. I think it's tough. I just think a lot of this is tough. I think people can say, this is the problem, this is the problem, this is the problem. It's the same thing with, like, geopolitics, where it's like there's just so many different reasonings why things are happening. But we don't hold politicians accountable enough, because in order to hold a politician accountable, you have to be heard. In order to be heard, you have to spend money. And in order to spend money, you got to have money. And since we choose to not spend our money on things that are necessary versus things that bring us comfort, we're in that same thing. Like RMS said, voting is harm reduction. In this current election, I feel like that's what it is. I think we have a president who's just going to keep the same status quo, which is Biden. He's going to keep the same status quo. I don't think it's time for black people to shake it up in this election, because what Trump's bringing is dramatically, exponentially more harmful, seemingly, just in what you're seeing in Project 2025, based off how he's talking, based off how Republicans are moving throughout the individual states. It's just so much more harmful to civil rights in general. You get what I'm saying? So in this case, I don't think we rattle the cage. I don't. Electric vehicles or gas, whichever one's cheaper, bro. I'm a cheap dude. Like, I'm not big into cars, so whichever one just costs less. Like, if I gotta go spend, like, I'm arguing with my girl about like buying a car right now. She wants a Tesla. It just costs too much money for me, and she's like, we got the money. It's like, that's not my point. Cars are depreciating assets, and I'm not kind of into putting my money into depreciating assets, especially not long-term loans. State politics is key. And black people have been more active in state politics than almost damn near ever in history, because it's so right in your face. Like, and that's kind of like my biggest thing is like, Trump isn't just one man. He also is encouraging all of these other Republican states to move in a manner according to him, and it's just getting out of hand. Realistically, in this country, before racism, they make it about financial class. All of that, all of those dividers don't really matter. Like, I say this shit all the time. Like, as people, the human experience is shared amongst us all, and we should be able to at least, even no matter what creed or class you come from, we should be able to understand to some extent everyone's human experience, no matter how different. I know you bleed the same blood as me, so I know when you start running that yap, you know, a dictator. And that's the craziest thing about the Trump thing is, like, there is a huge possibility. Like, the fact that we even have to go, maybe he will be a dictator, it's crazy, bro. The fact that he got popped in the air today is crazy. All of this is crazy. All of this is crazy. It really doesn't matter about the president, but who's behind the scenes. And now you're just going into conspiracy world. Sure enough, you're going into conspiracy world. And once we get into conspiracy world, bro, I can start talking about the aliens and that video of the alien eating the chocolate bar on World Star. Like, I believe in all of that. When it comes to, like, politics in real life, I want to believe it is somewhat what I think it is. Because once we start getting... Congress is on bullshit. Congress is on bullshit. Congress is on bullshit. Like, I really want somebody to Will Smith, Marjorie Taylor Greene, like, real quick. Just a quick Will Smith to the jaw. Like, that's it. Like, she ran out there and was like, oh, they worship George Floyd. Like, all right, you need a Will Smith to the jaw. Quick one. Hold this. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think money plays everything. Money plays everything. Money plays everything. The fact that Supreme Court justices could take gifts is crazy to me. Like, I don't even get why the Supreme Court justice we have now. I don't get why the Supreme Court justice we have now. Like, Biden should just go, restructure the whole Supreme Court. There's 9 justices, put 4 Republican, 4 conservative, 4 liberal, and then have the vice president of whoever is on whatever party is president at that time be the deciding factor of the Supreme Court. And I think it makes it fair. I think what we have now is clearly like, these dudes, like, they're just down for whatever. Like, these dudes is trying to get rid of the EPA. Like, bro, they want to get rid of the EPA. Like, what's the Environmental Protection Agency done to y'all? Like, they want to get rid of things that, like, no one's really, like, not too many people are going to bat an eye at, but, like, are really important. 100%. Sure enough, y'all, that's just how politics work. That's just whoever contributes the most, whoever has their hands in their pockets. Like, Trump went and made the Secretary of Education a random lady who's never worked in education before, who's never worked with like giving out loans, who's never worked in the banking system. They just donated a bunch of money to Trump. Her family's been donating Republican for the last 20 years, and he made her Secretary of Education. It's like just shit like that, where it's like, bro, you're not qualified. Like, and these are the same people who talk about DEI now. Just remember, the same people who are saying, like the Charlie Kirks of the world, who are saying black pilots are getting jobs because they're black and not because they're qualified, are the same people who hired a Secretary of Education that had no work in education, had no work in loans, had no work in banking, just family just donated to the Republican Party for the last 20 years, and they made her secretary. So it's just like all of this shit is about money. And until black people until black people spend their money in the places that are necessary in order to really make black change, then we're gonna see this often. That's it. We're just gonna see it often. Like, what show them say? Behind the scenes, monsters are Cheney. Jeff Guapo said, only reason why I say that is because after racism was outlawed, as we know, all the minorities were all poor and didn't own anything. So that's how they kept us segregated by financials. And I get what you're saying, like the classism thing. And it's still happening to this day. I do think statistically, there are more black millionaires than ever in history. But yeah, like all of this is a game. And black people are playing because black people, I don't want to say black people because it's such a general statement. But niggas, I'm talking to the chat. The niggas want to spend money on Beamers and Benzes. You get what I'm saying? Like, and then when you get some black people with some money, they're voting in their interest, which might be money. So they're voting for lesser taxes in their bracket. They're not necessarily no longer voting in their black interest. Their money has overtaken their black interest. Like, so now they're voting in the interest of their money. So that takes away from maybe some of the politicians that might be willing to do for black people. Because let's say 10% of the black population, that might be too high, but let's just say hypothetically 10% of the black population is at a higher tax bracket, 500,000 and up. That leaves, let's say, 30% in the upper middle class. Those two brackets are voting in their monetary interest. I promise you. Those two brackets are rarely coming down to be like, yo, niggas, what's up? Y'all need like $1 or something. You get what I'm saying? Like, they're voting in their monetary interest, and I don't think that's wrong, because voting in your interest will always be okay with me as long as your interest isn't racism. Yeah, what do you use? Chocolate peach. Wait. Chocolate peach, what are you referring to? We can't forget how horribly Trump and the Republican governors handled. Well, we didn't forget. I didn't forget. They'll never talk about it on the news, but I didn't forget. MTG. Yeah, I mean, somebody needs just Will Smith up. Yeah, I know how the Supreme Court works. I just feel like it needs a restructuring. It needs a restructuring. Anything for clicks. I don't think what you're saying is wild, bro. That's the thing. What I am saying is black people spend. I'm gonna get real numbers. All right, so it says, just accept the cookies. Black consumer collective economic power is set to expand dramatically from about 910 billion in consumption in 2019 to 1.7 trillion in consumption by 2030. Which means, don't get me wrong, I know some of that could be in rent, right? Some of that could be in bills. But we spend a lot of money. We have a lot of money circulating amongst each other. And what I'm saying is in order to, I'm not saying that black people there aren't poor black people. What I'm saying is there's a lot of black money going through this economy. It's not small. It's not a small amount of money that black people spend. And that money also could be used to fund governors, mayors, Congress people, things like that. So I don't get why. I know that. Oh my god. I already said rent. I already said living expenses, bills. I already said that. I understand that. Some of that money is expendable though. And sacrifices need to be made. And that's kind of my point where I say like the Roland Martins of the world, his mom, they sacrificed. They did that. That generation did that. He comes from the generation of those type of black people. And that's why I say it's important to make sure that you add those black people to the current black caucus. Let's just call it a caucus, to the current black caucus, in order to make sure that you're understanding that sacrifices need to be made, man. I don't make a shit ton of money, but when it comes to it, I donate. I donate to, like, I just donated to one of my high school principals ran for something. I couldn't tell you exactly what, but we donated over there. Like, it's just like, it just is what it is. Like, we just need to put our money more, structure our money better into places that, like, will change that. Because if you're just making it seem like, nah, niggas ain't got no money, so there ain't no money to be spent. It's like, nah, niggas got Benzes, bro. I grew up in the hood the majority of all of my life until like a year or two ago. Niggas got Benzes, bro. Niggas spend money. And those are the exact black people that need to be putting their money there. those are the exact black people I'm talking about. Because the ones with money don't care. You can increase the tax on goods and services and make up for that income tax. You deserve more views, man. Keep grinding. Jacob Stevens, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Listen, I don't want anybody to think I'm the person. See, anything for clicks. I'm not here to solve the economic problems of black Americans. I'm just saying in general what I think is necessary. I think you're just arguing for argument's sake. That's the issue that we're having. You're arguing for argument's sake. Black people have money, but priorities not straight. Yeah, and I just think it's about prioritizing. It's like you don't have to spend a lot of money. It's 40 million black people. If 40 million black people donate $1, which I know out of those, let's just say 20 million of are actual adults who garner wages, right? $20 million to a fucking governor campaign he's gonna win, bro. Like, to a presidential campaign is a lot of money. Like, that's still a lot of money, bro. Like, that's enough money for you to have to take my call, bro. Like, $20 million isn't a little bit of money. And that's kind of my point. And that's $1 per person. So, like, we can sit here and argue all we want. Like, $10 million to a presidential campaign, answer my calls, bro. You're gonna answer my calls. And if you're not, I'm giving that $10 million to your competitor. And I don't think all black people, like, I don't want to make it seem like black people are just solely bad with money. Like, I grew up really poor. And, like, I know what it feels like to have to pick the light bill or the gas bill. So, like, it's not solely based off the fact that just niggas is just bad with money. A lot of them don't have it to stretch. And my point isn't to say that they should have to. I'm just saying that if we did, it could make a difference. Taxing millionaires would do a lot. What you mean about no income tax? Dave F, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Are you new to the channel? Why you retract your message? Damn, now I'm gonna have to send Dave his $1.99 back. Dave, I can only send you back like 65 cents because that's all YouTube is gonna give me on my portion. I don't know how much YouTube takes, but they take like a significant portion. If you have to push the House and Senate to be able to push the president, I think a lot of it Anything for clicks. What's your platform, bro? Like, what are you? No, it's all Dave. It's all good, brother. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Still, what's up? I feel like I never seen your name before. So what's up? Are you new to the channel? Anything for clicks. Just give me a rundown of what you think is necessary, and I'll tell you if I agree. I feel like you're just disagreeing with everything I say. So just give it. You don't have to be long, bro. Just this is what I think will work. Sorry if this is off topic. Do you think Eminem is just saying all it is just for controversy and relevance, or is there an actual value? Saj, I haven't listened to an Eminem song since I'm Slim Shady, because I'm the real Shady. All you other Slim Shadys. So I do see the headlines, but I'm not paying Eminem no fucking mind, bro. Honestly. RMS, thank you, brother. As always, man. Enjoy your night. Be safe, and see you again. See you in the comments. Saj, I don't know what Eminem's talking about. I have no clue at all, and I'll probably get up to date sometime in the next 2 days, and I probably won't make a video on it. I'm gonna keep it 100. I probably won't make a video on it. Yeah, like Dave, if you redact this message, we're going to fight. Because at this point, not to be hitting that button. Dave said, I witnessed Kendrick unite the entire Los Angeles community. As a brown man, I wish we had more politically involved brown men holding each other accountable, such as I have seen you do. I don't think I'm holding anyone accountable. I'm just trying to create an atmosphere on YouTube in which I'm just not seeing a lot of people that I watch frequently doing. Like Academics was a big letdown for me, just because it was like I watched him for a while, and then you just slowly see people kind of veer off into like weird spaces that don't align with maybe it's not Academics. Maybe Academics has always been this person, and as I started to grow and elevate myself as a person and my thinking, I just grew away from him. So I don't want to blame him, but I just feel like a lot of people just don't really like. Everyone's too safe. Everyone's just too safe, bro. Like, everyone's too safe. Like, me, when I filter myself, it's because what I'm saying is borderline illegal. Like, I just can't say that on YouTube. Like, I have the FBI knocking on my door. But, like, for the most part, I just say what's on my mind. Wait, so he's not big in the black community? You think Eminem's big in the black community? I think the misconception with Eminem is that black people, for a while, enjoyed Eminem. Like, Eminem's not someone, at least from my personal life, that I've ever hated. Just at some point, he just stopped being relatable, or just maybe stopped like making hits. And I think that's really what it is. Because the Slim Shady LP was like, I don't know, like I know all of the hits, and I know Stan. I'm not like a big Eminem fan, and I don't know too many black people who are big Eminem fans. And the ones that I do know, they're still playing Warcraft on their computer. So that kind of tells you what type of people they are. Like, they get stuck in the time, and they stay there. I did read the headlines about like him saying some stuff, but I like when Eminem talks, it's like when Ja Rule talks for me. It's like, all right, bro. Like, I'm not deep diving into what Eminem's talking about, especially not when he's rapping. Especially when he's rapping, I'm kind of cool, bro. Like that, I genuinely like that fast. I'ma just say a bunch of words. I hate that style of rap. I hate that style of rap. I'm sorry. I am not a big fan of that style of rap. Dave, I think if we can look past them hooligans. Saj, not from the USA. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, where are you from, Saj? And is Eminem big in where you're from? Yeah, I heard you say some videos ago that Axe never lived adjacent to black. I felt that, and it makes me empathetic to the human experience. And that's my thing. Like, with Academics, it just feels like at some point you get a certain amount of money where, like, I'm not black, I'm OJ. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know what amount of money that is, but I and it's like not their fault. Like that might be my fault for believing in I don't even want to call them celebrities, just for believing in people, believing that people stood for something more than themselves. And who knows, in 5 years, someone will be making videos about me in the same way I'm making them about academics. I doubt it, because I love this black shit. I'm not going to hold you. Like, this black shit's kind of fly. I don't care what nobody say. But, like, that could be a possibility. And there could be a kid or a young man or an old viewer who's disappointed in who I've become. And I hope I'm not so shallow at that point that I don't allow you to speak your truth in the chats. That's why clicks is still around, because I never want to get to a point where I can't just handle criticism. I don't care. Like, you don't have to agree with me. Just make valid points. That's it. Like, so he did his Ja Rule on a new album. Oh man. Like, now I'm definitely not going to listen, because dissing Ja Rule is just like, that's crazy. Anything for clicks, I'm just gonna ignore you from here. I'm just gonna ignore you from here, bro. I genuinely, like, you gotta drop, like let me go, because I just feel like, let's see what we got here. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Anything from clicks? What's your Instagram? Let's go find out. Let's go see what you're about. Let's go see your advocation. You're from Afghanistan, bro? Grew up in Australia. Same way you did. Not many black people here. Yeah, man, I can understand why white dudes think Eminem's God. Because, like, for the most part, like, Eminem seems to be, like, very respectable in, like, the black community. Not saying, like, niggas, like, look up to him, but, like, niggas respect him. Like, Em's a rapper. He raps, you know what I'm saying? Then 8 Mile, like, that propaganda, like, not saying it's, like, it's propaganda. And I think that's a lot of, like, why the community likes him as much as they do. Is, like, that, I love that movie. That's, to this day, it's just a hard movie. And I think a lot of that is, like, a lot of the reason why black people just love Eminem. And he just never, like, you know what? I'm lying, because I did hear he was saying something about black women. But, like, for the most part, that got swept under the rug. So he's, like, relatively okay in the black community. But, like, I don't, like, really know any black people who, like, look at Eminem as, like, God or worship Eminem. Like, he raps well. I think Lil Wayne's a better rapper than Eminem, though. I think Eminem just raps really fast. I don't ever think he's really saying much, honestly. I definitely agree about the fast rapping for the sake of being fast, unless it's Twista. Twista was, yeah, but Twista, like, I don't know. I don't want to compare them to, because, like, Twista rapped really fast, but it was, like, more for, like, he was, like, you can kind of understand what he was saying. Eminem, just, you know what it is? Twista rap fast for 12 bars. Eminem wants to rap fast for 10 minutes. And, bro, first off, fuck off. I'm not reciting a 10-minute M verse where there's 99 words in every bar. Like, I'm good. I'm not even like a super big Lil Wayne fan, but, like, Wayne raps really good. Like, really well. Like, just really well. Like the ability to put words together for me and say something is important. And I think Eminem raps words, and for the most part, this bar doesn't correspond with the next bar or the bar after that. You're just putting words together and you're just babbling. Lil Wayne is greater, but M's talent wise kind of waxes Wayne. I don't know. I don't think you could say M's greater in talent if you like Wayne's music more. Because it takes more talent to make more relatable music. You get what I'm saying? I think it's easy to copy a formula. Like, I can get on here and copy a formula and make, like, a Kendrick Lamar style song, but no one's going to do it like that. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, I think what M does is he had a bunch of hits, like Lose Yourself. Like, Eminem's popular because he really has some of the biggest songs in the world. That is it. Like, he's a great rapper. He raps well, but he's also had some of the biggest songs in the world. Like, Lose Yourself is hands down one of the biggest songs in the world. Like, Stan is a humongous song. Like, he's had amazing, huge, ginormous records. Even this last one he dropped, they're talking about like he has like a crazy billion amount of streams or something. It's like, yo, he's just popular, bro. I don't know. Like, I can't really speak for all black people. Like, M's cool to me. And like, am I listening to him? No. Do I plan on listening to him? No. Am I interested in him listening to him? No. No, not at all. Lupe Fiasco just dropped an album. Go check it out. Lupe's amazing. I think Emma gets smoked by any modern day battle rapper on some Joe Budden shit. Like, he'll get smoked by any modern day battle rapper. Great chat. Show enough. All right, brother. Thank you. Thank you for checking in. As always. The JID feature. I can't play it on here though. I will check it out though. I will check it out. What's wrong with Lupe? What the Damn. Chocolate, what's wrong with Lupe, man? Don't make me hate Lupe. What was Eminem's last impactful record on the genre? No Stan can answer correctly. I want to know. Oh, all right. Chocolate, stop playing with. I'm like, damn, Lupe. He's a ninja. Like, bro, he went and became a ninja. Like, how you gonna be mad at Lupe? Yeah, Jacob. Yeah, because that's how y'all got me last time. Is he seen as a bit of a colonizer? Not to me. Other black people could feel that way. Maybe the chat might feel like that. I'm not sure, but not to me personally. I just think M is just like, he's just had amazing, like, M is like, he's just like the white boy that niggas like. Like, he's just cool. He doesn't rattle the cage too much. He's just like Eminem. Like, that's it. He's just one of the greatest selling artists of all time. And, like, he raps well. And I think for black people, it don't really take much. You don't gotta hate him. You don't gotta like him. But at some point, you're just like, nah, that's M. And he's dope. Yeah, so Lord answered you. Lupe's... I just seen a video on YouTube. I didn't watch it, but just the title alone made me laugh, and I saved it. It was like... The title of the video was like, why can't Lupe rap normal? and I'm gonna go back to that probably tonight. Like, because I know exactly what he's talking about. Like, and I had to get off Lupe for a long time because it's like, yo, he doesn't rap in the same language as I know. He's rapping in cursive, bro. He's rapping in cursive. Like, bold italic cursive. Like, he's rapping on a different sphere. So I gotta go, like, sit down and read the lyrics on Genius. I love Common too. Common just dropped something with was it Pete Rock? Common just dropped something. I just watched it yesterday. I'm not even big on like old school rappers, like necessarily. Like, I like Common. Common was like my era, Kanye era. Yeah, yeah. Like, Common's amazing. Petty Sense News. Who are you talking about? I feel like your last comment was... Yo, we didn't even watch any videos, yo. We didn't even watch any videos. Like, y'all got me in here talking, just talking to talk. Like, we didn't watch any videos, bro. And don't look at my, like, my feed is, like, all over the place. I don't think Lupe is unappreciated. I think Lupe understands why he isn't as popular as as we think he should be. That's my thing. Like, when you hear Lupe, like, Lupe's also teaching a class on rap at MIT. You get what I'm saying? Like, or one of them, like, really, like, prestigious colleges. Like, he's teaching rap. Like, we live in a society where there's a man who's arguably one of the most intellectual pens in hip hop teaching rap. like as a class. Like that's so dope to me. But when you hear him talk about like the problems he had with the label and like him trying to play the game but not really being into it, but when he tried, they kind of played with him, and he's just like, he's kind of like, I feel like our personality styles are the same, where it's like, for me, it's like, I'd rather have just 400 people who listen to me and love what I'm doing and appreciate it than to have a million who just want to try to direct my life forever. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I feel like a lot of people like. That's why I feel like a lot of like popular people are for. They just want the numbers. They don't care about if it's impactful. They don't care if like the people who are listening to them actually believe in what they're saying, actually are being helped by what they're saying. They just want the numbers. They just want to look like the most important person in the world. And I think Lupe shares that sentiment too, where now he's just at a place where he's like, I'm just gonna put out dope music for people who like me, and I'm fine with that. So I don't think he's unappreciated. I appreciate him. I'm sure you appreciate him. I'm sure his fans appreciate him, and I'm sure he's fine with everybody else who does it. I'm sure he's like, I don't care. Because I wouldn't give a damn. Like, as long as you respect what I'm doing, and like I'm still arguably a wordsmith, as long as you talk about me in that way on the hip hop sense, then I'm cool. I don't really care necessarily what like people are like, how many views or whatever. Like when I started this channel, my videos was getting like 14 views, bro. Like, and I was just like, whatever, dude. Like, I didn't even think it was going to get to this point anyway, honestly. Let's see what we got here. I like Reese Waters, too. If you guys know who Reese Waters is, he's like a political commentator. I really like his stuff. I don't like David Pakman, but I haven't actually hit the do not recommend yet. I don't really care for David Pakman. He kind of seems like he does cocaine. I don't necessarily like Abba and Preach. Look at Ack. What's Ack talking about? Why do you think people like who? Like Tom McDonald? I don't know who that is. I don't know who this is. Yeah, I have no clue who this person is. The same reason why people like Dax, that dude Dax. This dude, probably the same reason. Honestly, like, David's cool. He's like cool. He just, you know what? David gives me, I definitely do coke before my videos, like energy. And that's kind of the thing. I don't know who, Petty Sense, I don't know who Tom McDonald was. I don't know who that dude is, honestly. Like, I have no clue who that guy is. I really love Internet Today. These two dudes are like some of my favorite YouTubers. Like, they're just, like, they're pretty funny. I haven't heard named David Pakman since 2016. Chocolate, what did I say now? Tom McDonald did the song with the political guy. It's mad political guys, bro. It's like 9 political guys. Which one? Tom McDonald is a colonizer for a show. Ben something. Nah, like Chocolate. If you watch David Pakman, like he just gives me like, yeah, I do a little line, get me started, get my day started. You know what I'm saying? He did a song with Ben Shapiro. That's weird. That's weird. Doing a song with Ben Shapiro. But I don't want to say that name. Don't say that name in my chat ever again. That dude, he's another one who needs like just a quick Will Smith. Like, I don't even know. Like, you know what? It's like, I get it. Because, like, what they're doing, What they're doing, they believe in that shit. Like people like Ben Shapiro, like they really believe like what they're doing is like they believe like I don't even want to like just I don't know, man. I don't know. Those guys, they stress me out. They stress me out. Cause it's like you never meet those people in real life. Like all of these people who talk that way and like think that way about like people, you don't really meet them people in real life. Dax to be a man with Darius Rucker was good. It probably is. The problem that I really like, the problem that I don't have a problem with Dax. I just don't care for him. It's the same thing. Like it's the same. I call it the Jordan Lucas effect, and I really don't like critiquing like especially independent artists' music because I'm an artist myself, so it kind of comes off as hate. So without knowing these two individuals, like this is what I genuinely feel like might be the issue. I think Dax and I think Jordan Lucas could be two of the biggest artists in the world. I think because they are both independent, they never will be. But I do think the problem that I have with them as a consumer, because just because I make music doesn't mean I'm not a consumer of music, is they just make songs like based off like essay prompts. And like there's almost a sense of like realness missing from it. Is it like somebody went to him and was like, yo, write a song about like your dad dying when you was really young, and they're like, all right, cool. Like it doesn't have no personalness to it, it feels like. And you lose a lot of the sentiment in it. And I feel like it's just really gimmicky. Like I've never heard a Jordan Lucas song. Honestly, I've never heard a song with Jordan Lucas that I felt like, oh, this is just him. This is just him giving me. It always feels like they all have like an underlying tone or a prompt that came from like AI wrote it. Like, write me a song about being a white dude who doesn't understand black culture. And then they like barred it down for him. And then with Dax is very similar where they're just making things that feel not real. I think Vince Staples can enter the big discussion if he puts out another. I think I haven't listened to all of Dark Times. I listened to some of it, but Vince is dope. Vince is so dope. Like Vince is one of like I don't want to say one of my favorites because that would be like extra. I don't listen to too much Vince, but he's definitely one of the artists that I definitely I'd rather Vince stop rapping altogether and just talk, bro. Like I'd rather Vince just talk. Every time he talks, 50 Cent does that a lot. Like when 50, I don't care what 50 Cent's on. When I see 50 Cent's face in an interview, I'm like, I'm going to click on it. 50's going to say some real fly shit. Vince is the same way. Vince just says real fly shit. Like, I think artists wait to see what the atmosphere today and make a song with those episodes. And that's kind of my thing. Petty, that's kind of my thing where it feels like with those two artists in particular, there just is no real emotion in it. There's no real personal connectivity in it. Like, it's just like, I'm just rapping. Trump got shot today. I'm going to make a song about Trump getting shot. That has nothing to do with you. So you lose the elements that make a song personal to the listener. Vince is amazing, bro. Standing right next to Earl. Earl's another person I haven't listened to in a really long time. Like, that whole Art Future wave, like, I was on it early, like, really early. Like it's just crazy. Like the Odd Future thing to me is like the biggest like what do they call it? The biggest it was so anticlimactic. Like the way it came together with all of these individuals, I expected it to like really like shoot up, and they kind of just fizzled out away from each other, and they're so like obscure that you don't hear from a lot of them. So there isn't even really no lore behind it. They're just like not talking and not doing interviews and just not together. And like to watch them come up all together being just crazy and being like the epitome of black youth. Honestly, it just blows my mind that like they're not as like together as like I would expected them to be. Tyler and Vince might be the most listened to artists. Yeah, I haven't listened to a lot of Tyler, to be honest. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I haven't listened to Tyler the Creator since, like, I don't know. It's been a while. Vince, I listen to frequently. Like, I might not listen to whole projects all the time, but he's somebody that, like, is in my YouTube history, like, frequently. Cause Vince is just like he's a street dude. So when he talks, like it's like me feeling like like as street as I am, and then hearing another like person that I feel like kind of shares like my my similar intellectual wit. Like I think it's important to like just hear what he's rapping about, because it's not necessarily what he's saying versus what he's rapping about that really gets me. Like listening to him make songs and the topics that he chooses to rap about is like, yeah, I get exactly why you would talk like this, because he doesn't like allow like street shit to like become his entire personality. We've been on for 2 hours. This fucking camera. I cannot believe this camera is just like doing this. Now I'm just going to go buy a whole new camera tomorrow, because this is ridiculous. There's no way you should be overheating. You're not doing anything. You need another fan. It's not my PC, it's the camera. The camera is overheated. It's not my computer. I built my own computer. I got like 9 fans in my computer. I got a lot of fucking fans in my computer. 3 in the front, CPU fan, 3 in the back, 2 on the side. I got enough fans on my computer. It's the camera. The camera's overheating, and I don't know why. Because it's like it's not doing anything. It's not even on record. It's literally just showing video. It's overheating. It's not even hot. All right, I'm off this. I gotta go. I got crabs upstairs. I gotta eat. I haven't eaten like since like 6 o'clock. I'm gonna get off this. Maybe the port. I don't know. I'm gonna look into it. I don't know. Like I got this little Sony EV10. I have a Sony. Well, my nephew has my other camera, which is Mark II, A Mark II, S2, AS2, something like that. But I don't know what it is. I'm not sure. I'm gonna get off this. I got some crabs upstairs. I'm gonna go eat something. I'm like starving too. And I probably come back down for another 2 hours and work on these videos. And then try to have something up midday tomorrow. Maybe I'll cover this Trump situation in a video. Chocolate, love you. You almost had me with the Lupe thing. I thought we was gonna have to beef. You was about to become like clicks to me. Petty, appreciate you. Always, you guys are amazing. Jacob, thank you. Thank you to everybody who checked in, you know. And I'm gonna try to do this more frequently. Maybe after I get some videos edited tomorrow, we'll jump back on the live. I feel like Saturday is a bad day to jump on live because I feel like people have lives. So tomorrow, maybe we'll jump on the live. Jeff, appreciate you, brother. Enjoy your night. I don't know what time it is for everybody. It's 11:30 for me. And like I came here straight from the gym. I didn't even shower. I'm sure y'all can smell me through the camera. I still got to shower. I got to eat. So Dave F, let us know your future video, how you think today's events will affect the election. For sure, Dave. And I try to keep up with the community section. Like if you have video ideas, you can always leave them in the community section, like whatever the latest post is, because I'll check them. I got some members now, which is weird too. So I also got to make some content for the members only. So I'll do all of that today. I'm probably going to be down here till like 4 in the morning, and then I'll crash. But tomorrow, I'll get up, I'll finish editing. Maybe we'll jump on live again. Because this camera is just not having it. Saj, thank you, brother. Same to you. Remember to enjoy life, man. Don't take this shit too serious. They're just trying to murder presidents and shit. Like, it ain't nothing crazy. Like, just trying to take presidents' heads off. yeah, and tomorrow in the video, in the next video I drop, which is probably gonna be about this Trump stuff, I also want to get into Drake dropping the wife beaters on his merch store, which I think is corny. And what maybe we'll get into. I want to talk about Dr. Umar Johnson's response to Homeboy. So those are like the 3 videos I'm like working on right now. But I always need like you guys to let me know what's going on because I can't be on the internet all the time, and we all see different shit. So like anytime, jump into the comment section and just leave it in there, and I'll respond. I try to respond to every comment, but it's getting tough. Like my last video has like 290 comments on it. But yeah, I gotta make something for the members only. So for you guys not in the members only, is beef. Just so you know, because it's 99 cents and you got $1. I'm gonna make something in the members only tomorrow. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy your day. Well, enjoy your night. And I'm out this piece, man. All right, guys.